The salsa queen's in the house with an amazing recipe and her inspiring story. Bloom starts now. Welcome back to Bloom. May is National Salsa Month, and today on Bloom, we're talking to a woman who transformed her life from being a one-time homeless, aspiring food entrepreneur to a multi-million-dollar salsa queen and internationally recognized speaker. Joining us now in the Bloom kitchen is Maggie Cook, who is here to share her incredible story and a few salsa tips. Welcome to Bloom.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to talk to you, not only because you make incredible salsa, but because you have this amazing backstory that has really made you famous and inspired so many others. So you grew up in a Mexican orphan.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
It was different. When I came to the U.S., I realized how different that was than a normal family. But we had our challenges. There was a lot of different sufferings because there was just two caregivers and all of us. But I always was using my mind to see myself beyond the place that I was, even though I was behind a barbed wire fence, right? So I always saw myself as a super successful woman with heels, with a dress, behind a mahogany desk, and I became that just by holding that thought, even for such a long period of time.
And on your public speaking tours, you actually, and you brought it with you today, I'm so glad you did. You carry your knife, that is what you hunted with in Mexico.
Yes.
And so you show people, like, that's where you came from, having to hunt, you know, growing up behind barbed wire fences with 68 other brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And so then, through basketball, you were brought to the United States.
Yes.
And so then what happened?
So I went to college. I get recruited to play basketball for the University of Charleston. And when I graduated college, I became homeless because I couldn't find a job as an interior designer in West Virginia. And I was in the streets. Somebody found me, gave me a place to stay, and then I was entered into a salsa contest. And I won by unanimous vote the entire state. All the people, you know, I beat everybody because I had a fresh pico de gallo de salsa. And back then, you know, it was just popular, the cooked tostito salsa. So it was a niche product. It was something that was not really known, so it was hard to get into the market initially.
So with $800, this woman starts basically a salsa empire. You end up making this salsa, growing your brand, and then you sell it.
Yes.
And you do really well.
Yes, yes, it's sold to Garden Fresh for $231 million.
So $800 turns into $231 million. Incredible story. She shares it all. I see you even have a book here. So now tell me about how you make this niche salsa that, you know, basically turns you into an overnight multi-millionaire.
Yes. So first of all, it's fresh pico de gallo style salsa.
Okay.
It's pico de gallo, but I added some different things, a secret recipe that I'm going to share with you today.
Okay.
And we start with fresh Roma tomatoes, and the reason why Roma is because they're more meatier. They don't have a lot of juice. We have onions, and you can use a red onion to give it a little bit more spice. We got cilantro, we got jalapenos, we have garlic, lime. And if you wanted to make a peach or pineapple or mango salsa, then you can always do that. But you want to go ahead and move into making the salsa?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Let's go.
So we're going to start with lime. It's the lime juice right here.
Okay.
And honestly, when you make the salsa, you just make it to taste, right? You start with a little bit, and you just add, because you can never take off, right? Once you put everything in. So I start with a lime juice and some Celtic sea salt right here.
All right.
And then a little bit of pepper right here. And then we're going to put the garlic in, right? Fresh garlic. And then we're going to put the cilantro right here. And the onions. And so what I'm doing here, usually when I make salsa, is I let it sit, let it marinate, because it's like ceviche.
Okay.
Because it's going to start cooking the flavors in. Once you let it sit for a little while, you just add your fresh cut Roma tomatoes.
Oh, those look so good.
They look good, don't
And then
they?
you stir it all together.
You just stir it all together.
And then what I have here is something that you made last night.
Yes, and so I would like for you to try that. Because,
I've been wanting to try this since the second you walked in the studios.
well, let me have you try this first.
Okay, I'll try that one
because I
first.
want you to taste the difference. Because once the salsa sits for a whole day,
Okay.
totally different
It's
taste.
the night and day
Right,
difference? Okay,
right.
cool.
So I'm mixing this right here,
All right.
and I'm gonna take it over there very quickly to you.
Okay. And so how long is it, do you let it sit overnight? Is that when it gets to be its best, or how long can it set once you make it?
Well, with the technology that I had, it could last for about 60 days.
Nice.
Because of the technology.
freshness.
But the fact that you make it one day and let it sit, and it's got to go through distribution, it's got that time to do
so-
its thing.
All right.
So,
So I'll take
Yes.
a little bit of this.
yes. Ooh, one more thing.
Oh,
I want to talk about one more thing.
All right.
This is the secret ingredient. I promise I won't kill you.
all right.
So this is what made my products successful, right?
Okay.
This product this right here is jalapeno juice. I know you like a mild salsa, so I didn't put any jalapenos.
Okay.
So it's jalapeno juice.
All right.
And your favorite Mexican hot sauce.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can get it from the stores.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna taste. Our the time is together is almost up. Let me taste this one here. That's delicious.
Isn't it delicious?
You can really taste the difference. It's so
Yes.
good. It's got a little bit of kick to it. Let me grab one more here.
Yes.
And I'll taste the difference.
Yes.
In the meantime, if you want to find more information about this, you can go to magiecook.com. And we're going to be back with more Bloom right after this. Try this one.